Hey Scribblers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Gountanis, mystery writer, helping you on your writing journey. I release writing videos every week, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Alright, in today's video I talk about how to create a custom landing page for your reader magnet using Bookfunnel. Let's get to it. Now I did a separate video on how to build your mailing list using Bookfunnel. I'm going to link that video in the description below. But in that video I talk about all the basics of Bookfunnel and some of the features that it offers. So check out that video for sort of a primer on how to use Bookfunnel. In this video I'm going to show you my screen and we're just going to get right to building a custom landing page. I'm in the main page of Bookfunnel. This is where you first log in. You get this main home page and it tells you how many downloads you've had for your books this month if you have books already uploaded to the platform. So here I have my reader magnet, the short story, and it's saying I have 147 downloads this month. But for this video, we're talking about how to create a custom landing page from scratch. So before we do that, we need to basically upload a new book, and then with that book on Bookfunnel, we can then create a landing page for it. So we go to Books, Add New Book, and keep in mind, depending on the type of plan that you have, there may be a limit to how many books you can make on Bookfunnel. So I do have the mid-author plan, the mid-tier one. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but basically it has unlimited books. If you do have the entry-level plan, I believe it's 5 books that you can have on there. So just be cognizant of that. If you're already reached your limit on the entry-level plan, then you won't be able to add a new book. You might have to delete some in order to go back and add a landing page. So here we're trying to add a landing page for our book. I think it's very helpful when you are starting out to label exactly where this book is coming from so you can track it. So don't just title your book Reader Magnet or short story or novella or something like that. Make sure you are specifically delineating where this link is going to be stored, because once you create a landing page, it's going to create a custom link on Bookfunnel that you can share everywhere, and any writer should really be tracking that link to see if people are, resonating with it and where those traffic sources are coming from. So what I'm going to do for purposes of this, I'm going to title this Reader Magnet Short Story, and just as a way of tracking it, if we were going to put it somewhere, I'm going to put that it is for back of our books. So I know that when this reader magnet goes out and I get the unique link associated with the landing page, I know for my tracking and for my data that this is the link that goes in the back of my books, and I can see just how many people are actually downloading this reader magnet and signing up for my mailing list. So that's what we'll start with the label, the book title. You can title it whatever, but for this, let's just say sample short story. Book type, we will put that it is a short story. If it's a novella or a full book or whatever it is in your case, make sure you update that accordingly. Your author name, you could put here if it's part of a series or if you have an Amazon number or a tagline or something like that. For purposes of the landing page, you don't need to add anything in your tagline or in your book description, because those are things that you're going to fill out for your landing page anyway. So I usually just leave those blank. Now here, you need to upload your files. So you need to upload the cover as well as any book files that you have. Maybe you have an EPUB, a Mobi for Kindle, maybe you have a PDF, you got to upload everything here. So for purposes of this demo, I'm going to upload the files that I uploaded before for my Gedrin short story reader magnet for my Lance Gedrin mystery series. So let's click here. And if we go to where our books are located, you should have the files, and you just go ahead and you add the files. So I'm adding, just for purposes of this example, we will add the Mobi, which is the Kindle version, and then let's just go ahead and add a cover. I'm not going to add any more formats for purposes of this example because it's not needed, but you get the idea. If you have more formats, just upload those files. Then when you are done with that, you click Save Book. Save and close. So as you can see, that once you do that, the book is created in Bookfunnel. And if we go back to our books page, now you can see we have it here in our list. So it's the reader magnet for the back of our books. Let's go ahead and click on that again. And it may take some time to compile the files here, just don't pay any attention to that. Now we want to make the specific landing page for our book, for our reader magnet. So what we do is we go up here to Action, and we are going to add a landing page. And then it's going to ask you, do you want this to be to collect new readers? Do you want to get email addresses from this? Or do you want it just to be a download page? I think it's best to make it where you collect email addresses so you can build your mailing list. Now, granted, you are going to get people that are going to sign up for your list only for purposes of getting that free reader magnet, and then they're going to unsubscribe, but that's sort of inevitable anyway. With any sort of mailing list or email marketing that you get, some people subscribe and unsubscribe quickly, other people stay on for a while and then unsubscribe, and others are just lifelong fans. That's just the nature of the beasts. But for purposes of this reader magnet, let's go ahead and make it so that people need to put their email address. So we're going to click an email sign up to collect new readers, and you are given the option of that they are required to put their email in order to join, that they have the option to join, or they can just download. So we're going to leave it here on the reader is required to join. So we're going to go all the way down, click Create Landing Page, and now we are on our landing page menu where we can edit everything and basically create what we want to create. So here where it says opt-in page, just like we did with our book description, I think we should make it clear where this page is going to be put, where this tracking code is going to go, so we don't have any confusion. So we can keep it similar to what we had before. Reader magnet, short story, back of books, or whatever it is in your case. Now you could put an expiration date, like this landing page will expire on a certain date, but if you're trying to build your list and collect email addresses, I would just leave this blank and let this go on indefinitely. But you could, in theory, make it expire as of a certain date, and you could set a download limit. I don't do any of that. I just want as many people to sign up as possible. So leave that blank, and where it says mailing list action, the default is they must sign up to get the book or the reader magnet. That's great. That's what we want. Now, sign up options, the default is the first name and they confirm their email before they actually can download the book. If you want, you could ask that they also give their last name. However, sometimes when you ask for a little bit too much info on a sign up page or on a landing page, that might not convert as well. So a first name only might entice a little bit more people to sign up for the list, so keep that in mind. Now, underneath here, you have mailing list integration. Now, this is if you have the plan where it connects automatically with your email marketing service provider. So I use MailChimp. I do not have the plan where it automatically will send the sign up to my MailChimp audience, but if you did have that integration and you paid that extra fee, this would be listed here. I don't have that. Basically, when people sign up for the list, it'll give you a CSV file that you can then just upload to MailChimp or whatever provider you have. But bottom line, the mailing list integration, we can just ignore that for right now. Now where we go to essentially customize and create everything from scratch is where it says landing page settings. We click here, and this is sort of the main layout of everything that we're trying to do. So what I like to do is where it says preview, I'm going to click that, and right now you can see this is what it looks like by default. It has our cover that we uploaded earlier for the book, and then it has sort of the call to action or what have you, and then it has the link that people click to get that reader magnet. So, and then if you come up, you can see how it looks on the iPhone, how it looks on a tablet, and how it looks on a computer. So it's really cool to see the different layouts. So let's go ahead and close out of that and start customizing. Now you can get really fancy with this if you like, or you can make it sort of bare bones, not that many colors going around, not as busy, not as noisy. Obviously that's personal preference, but the bottom line is we want to entice people to get this reader magnet and join our list. So we want to sort of keep that goal in mind. So right away here where it says page layout, you have the Bookfunnel default, you have some 2016 themes and 2015 themes. I like to keep it on the Bookfunnel default. Now, for example, if you go back to a 2016 theme and you preview it, it's a little bit more bland. It doesn't seem as punchy or as catchy. So just go ahead and keep the layout as Bookfunnel default. Now your page theme, you have black and gray, solid black, solid white. I like to use solid black, and that sort of goes in line with my genre because it's a mystery genre and I want to sort of forecast or play up the fact that it's gritty and dark or what have you. So, think about what kind of color scheme you want for your books and for your reader magnet. So if we go here to preview, now everything is sort of a darker background. It's a little edgier. It's, something that I like for, for my author brand and so forth. So that's for the page theme. Now the accent color, if we go to red and preview it, you can see the text now becomes red as well as the button to get the book. I like it, as far as the text coloring, to keep it as simple and as basic as possible. I don't want it to be so jarring that people, get off the page or what have you, so I'm going to keep it as default for now. Now, if we go to page title, this is going to be up here in the browser when people click on that link. So here you can keep it as the default, or you could just put something like reader magnet, get it now, or what have you. Now your button text, if it's a book, you could put get my book. You could put get my books if you have a collection, get my story, get my free story. For purposes of this example, it is a short story reader magnet. I'm just going to put get my story. And then if we go back and preview, you can see that it updated accordingly. Now here where it says 3D effects on the book cover, I would keep that. It sort of makes the cover pop a little bit like that. So I would go ahead and keep the 3D on there. Now, where it says heading, this is going to be the large text that appears right on the page. So if we go back here where it says get your free copy, I want to modify that and customize that obviously. So I'm going to click here on use a custom heading, and I'm going to start typing join my, or in this case you could use your name. So here I put join the Greg Gountanis author mailing list and get the free prequel to the Lance Gedrin series. You can adjust it the way you want. And the way it looks right now, it looked a little bit weird earlier, but this is how it would actually look on the page. Now, it does have a lot of lines on it, so I might go and cut out some words just to kind of make it punchier, but you get the idea. You want it to be sort of a call to action. What exactly are people getting in exchange for their email address? So in this case, once somebody hits this landing page, they know right off the bat, they join my list, they get the free prequel to my series. Now for heading number 2, it currently does not have a heading, but for example, if we had clicked subscribers get, for example, and go to preview, you would have an additional heading under here. Not necessary, and once you have a big heading, you don't need a secondary heading. So I'm going to just say do not show. Now the next field is the pop-up message. This is once the reader clicks on your button, they are going to get some sort of message. Now the default, if we go back here to preview, once they click on this button, they get this sort of pop-up. Now we can customize that a little bit. And we could either do away with it or we can keep it. For purposes of this, we can just do away with it for now because there's going to be a thank you page as well, and that kind of covers the pop-up message, so there's no need to be repetitive. But let's go ahead and just not include that for right now. Now, as far as the page text, this is going to be directly underneath the button where they click to get their story. And this is where you want to have sort of something short, punchy, and enticing to the reader. So I can put something like, So now if I go back to my preview, I've got my text. Now obviously we want to play around with that a little bit. We want to make it bold. We want to make it bigger. If you put it under heading 1, that's the biggest they can get, and it's going to pop a little bit more. Now if we go back, we have Meet Gedrin, heavyweight boxing champ who always finds trouble. And obviously, we can take plenty of time to customize with color schemes and everything like that to really make it look nice, but just for the purposes of this video, we're going to just try to plow through some of the settings here, but you get the idea. Then, whenever that is done, we can then mess around with the thank you page, and this is going to be the page that readers see right after they click that button to get your reader magnet. So here, once again, we can keep it on default. Color scheme, we can keep it solid black like we did earlier. Default for that. Your page title, put whatever you want. Get my story. Now your heading, this is where you can use a custom heading to thank the reader for subscribing. So I like to say, welcome to the Lance Gedrin universe. That's the main character in my series. Now for the second heading underneath, the default is you have a certain number of days to claim. I'm just going to put do not show heading. Same thing with page text. We don't need any page text. And then if we go and preview it, this would be sort of what it looks like, the thank you page. They click previously on Get My Story. It welcomes them, and then they can download the book. But you can play around with it as you see fit. Then advanced settings, you don't really need to do anything with that. That's for giveaways and things like that. Let's save and close. And right there, we have created our landing page using Bookfunnel. So as you can see, for our reader magnet, we created this landing page, and it is going to start tracking how many people have claimed this offer, how many people have signed up for your list using Bookfunnel. And it's going to give you two different links. They are the same, but one is shorter. So if you want it to sort of look a little bit better when you're putting it on your social media or in your mailing list or on your website, you can just use the shorter link, copy it, paste it everywhere. But once you have described your list or your landing page properly, like we did from the beginning, we know that this specific landing page is for the back of our books. We can better track and see if it's producing, and if it is, that's great. If not, we can tweak it and we can adjust. And then obviously here, your download stats, your conversion, that'll all be here in this little pane. So Bookfunnel, it's a really cool tool to create custom landing pages. Now, if just for the sake of showing you the landing page that I use right now for my short story, it is the short story for my mystery series, and right now it's gotten about 200 downloads, created in June. And if we go to the landing page, 255 people have claimed it since I started the page, and it's been really great to build my list. If we go to the link, you can see it's kind of similar to what we were making in this video, but I added a little bit more text. But something even as basic as this landing page with a whole bunch of bland text, nothing too colorful, nothing too fancy, something like this is converting. Now, if you want to make it even more fancy, that's great. And maybe it'll convert even better, maybe not, but just play around with it. Bookfunnel is a really great tool to use for your author brand. So there you have it, how to create a custom landing page for your reader magnet using Bookfunnel. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments for other scribblers out there, leave them down below. If you'd like to see any specific videos on my channel, hit me up in the comments down below. I really like helping other writers no matter where you guys are on your writing journey. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that bell for notifications. It's a way for YouTube to see if my content is resonating with other writers out there. So I'll see all of you in the next video, and as always, keep scribbling.